let's go to the legislation on vehicles. We're told the government's going to bring in a raft of measures to penalise the importation by dealers of internal combustion engines and incentivise those that sell electric cars instead. They want 2/3 of those car sales, new car sales by, 2030, they want them to be EVs. What do you think?
Well, I think the way you make something look cheap is to make everything else look expensive. And so you penalise one and you sort of pat the other on the head, and that's what they're trying to do here. And it's being done under the guise of emission standards. So effectively, look, all cars will use less fuel, therefore motorists will be better off. But what it really is, there's an allocation as to how many EVs that car retailers have to sell relative to other vehicles. Then inevitably that will involve cross-subsidising the EVs from the cars that people now want to drive.
Now, I thought this was interesting. Shares in Siemens Energy recently plunged by a third after it was revealed that several of its wind turbine components, well, they're degrading faster than expected. Indeed, it's so bad, they're expected to lose more than a third of the profit they thought they would make from turbine maintenance. Now, given in Australia, an average wind turbine in this country can expect to receive per turbine $600,000 in renewable energy payments. This is a big hit, isn't it? And it's a rude, I guess, engineering awakening that these things aren't designed to live forever. So we're going to have all of these replacement costs already for something that's costing us literally billions and billions.
This is the big red balloon that's being thrown up in the offshore wind industry. Siemens, they had to take over their wind subsidiary, and then the market finally woke up that the situation is a lot worse than they anticipated, so the share price fell by about a third. What they're finding in the UK is that the prices that they were bidding to develop, particularly the big offshore fields, are not sufficient to sustain a profitable enterprise. The costs are much higher than they thought. And there's a big lesson here for Australia because, you know, we're looking to go down this route. And their big wind groups are looking over here and saying this is a country that has a big need. It's got governments that want to put their hands in their pockets. It's got superannuation funds that are well resourced, and the costs are ultimately going to be taken off the consumer and put onto the government balance sheet. So I think there's a lot of people that see Australia as being pretty ripe for the picking.
And you're not wrong, a $9 billion plan in debt-ridden Victoria to use the Gippsland area as an offshore wind hub. And a lot of those companies are foreign owned. Again, the profits are going overseas and the pain's here for taxpayers. Graham Lloyd, as always, thank you for your time.